Hi, my name is Chris Coleman, and my role here at Copper Creek is I'm the builder. I'm the one that takes care of the crews and deals with the outside vertical construction and all the other issues that goes on outside when it comes to building our houses.
Hi, my name is Silas Coleman, and I actually just work mostly on the land development side, so the site design and getting these projects through the paperwork.
Well, I was a pastor for 25 years in Northeast Christian Church. Went to school, Bible college to be a pastor, and so I was a pastor, lead pastor for 13 years, and youth pastor for another 10 or 12 years. So that's what I did for a few years.
So I started doing this while I was going to college. So this has been what I've done since the very beginning as far as career goes. We've been working together for a while, Dad and I, about 10 years, and then we decided to start a new business that was just land development, new home construction, and we were, the first step is you got to pick a name for your company, and we kind of asked ourselves the question, what do we want our real purpose to be here? Do we just want to build homes just to get paid? What we came up with was we really wanted to use this platform as a home builder just to make a difference, to make a positive impact, not only on the people who were going to call these homes their home, but also we had some nonprofits that we were working with, and if we could raise some awareness through what we were doing with our home building, we thought that'd be a great fit. So at that time we had been working with a nonprofit called the All Care Foundation, which supports orphanages throughout the world. And there was one particular project in Mexico that I got to visit personally. Dad had been there in this region years back, but this was the Copper Canyon region of Mexico. And so we were introduced to an orphanage, and it's called the Mansion of Angels. And it's down in that region, and the people who kind of live in the area are called the Tarahumara, and they're an indigenous people. So basically, we came together and said, you know what, if we could promote this little orphanage down in Mexico through some of our work as a home builder, what would that look like? And that's how we came up with the name Copper Creek Builders. It basically lets us have that focus. And also we end up committing to donate, $2,000 to every house that we sold to support this orphanage in the Copper Canyon region. So that's the story.
It goes back. Silas comes into the office a few years ago, and he says, "Dad, what do you think about this here?" And it was a verse out of James 1:27 where it says, "Pure religion is looking after widows and orphans." And he says, "Why can't this be a part of what we what we do?" So that started there. Copper Creek Builders started with that, and the concept of giving back started with that. We made a pledge to tithe whatever we made, regardless. We've always tried to operate from a level of integrity and honest and trustworthiness, and and we try to surround ourselves with people of like-minded. They too have that idea. But I think as far as building our houses, I think we've made God a part of what we've been doing, and we've just been blessed. By the grace of God, we've been blessed. We have great trade partners that take a lot of pride in their work. So when we go to build a house, it's not always about just making a buck. It's about giving someone a product that, number one, we feel proud of. We poured our heart and soul into this, and they're going to live there for many, many years, and we make a few bucks. We pass it on down to the orphans, and it just it gives you another reason for getting up in the morning besides just going out there in the dirt and the sun and making a buck. So from my perspective, building these houses is a whole lot more than just vertical construction. Yeah, I am so excited about 19 Road. It is, it's kind of Silas's brainchild. I mean, he has just put all the pieces together. We've tweaked our plans. We have outdoor amenities that are, there's no place in Western Colorado you're going to find the product that we're about to put on the market. And I'm not just saying that, but it is amazing. We've got parks, we've got ponds, we've got 2.5 miles of walking trails. It's just going to be the prettiest little subdivision where people can interact with each other and knock on the doors and ask for a cup of sugar. I mean, we're just going to take community and the amenities to a new level. We have spent 3 months with our design team really dialing in some beautiful schemes, and I just think we're up in the bar. We're just up in the bar, and I know people probably find that hard to believe, but we're up in the bar. We have had 3 good subdivisions, 3 great runs, and hands down, nobody's going to compete with what we're about to do at 19 Road. Nobody. And we have put a lot into it, he especially. But it's, and I see it, I'm out there every day, so I'm seeing it take place. It's like you're baking this cake and you throw the ingredients in there, throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then you're like, wow, we're surprising ourselves, aren't we? Yeah. We're surprising ourselves. We got ponds out there, we got ponds. I've already been seeing deer walk around the pond, and there's no water in it yet. Wait till there's water in that pond. Wait till there's fish in that pond. Wait till there's little boys out there fishing for the first time in our pond. It'll be their pond then, but I mean, it's just going to be off the charts good. Karima, if you have something that you can swap out for your neighbor having something different, Karima there's no money in Karima. It's swapping one product out for another. It's sharing. It's just, if you have something and you're in need and I have it, I'm going to give it to you. And you're going to give me back corn for the 3 pigs I gave you. Now, here in American society, we don't do that, but it's an amazing kind of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and it's helping your neighbor out. That's my short version of it.
Karima, for me, it represents a sense of community. People who are together in one place, neighbors that know each other, they're friends, and they're there to help each other out. So, summed up, it's just community. I mean, keep in mind our story, Copper Canyon, and the people who live there. And so they're called the Tarahumara people. And they have something really special within their culture that's called Karima. And it's kind of a guiding principle for their whole society. And it is the concept of sharing. They don't really have currency. They don't really swap hours for dollars or buy things with money like we do, but they help each other out. And if somebody has something, for example, a farmer has grain, they share that with somebody else who has a different crop or a different skill set. And the whole system just runs by people taking care of each other. Not because they have to, but because they have a genuine desire to take care of the people in their community. And so with thinking of the name for this project, Karima really illustrated the vision that we have of people who know each other, people who are taking care of each other, and a sense of community within this place.
People are happier when they're given back to others. Across the board, no matter what society you're in. You can go down to the Copper Canyon region and you can see these people look like they have nothing, and their hearts are full. I mean, they're happy people. And I think sharing and giving back, whether you're a builder or whether you're a farmer down in the Copper Canyon, it replenishes the heart and the soul. Giving back just does something for people, and that's what we like about being builders. We feel like we're giving back to the community a little bit, and we're trying to create that theme of giving back. What goes around comes around, and it's just a good thing to be able to give back and share.
Well, and to be able to bring people together. So this is the design side of what we do, but a lot of subdivisions these days are designed in a way where households are isolated. And so there's a lot that goes into our design that brings people together and gives them lots of opportunities to interact with each other, to make friends, basically. A few of those things that we do are we incorporate front porches. which sounds simple, but I'll get back to the porch, but we do porches. We do parks in front of all the homes. We do trails through all these parks, community garden, and we have an orchard, pavilion for people to gather. And all these things add up to just give the people who live here a lot more opportunities to get to know each other. And so even though they're simple, like take for example the front porch. We just talked to a customer just a few minutes ago, and she gave me one of the better examples that I've ever heard about this. And she says, imagine you're sitting at a table with a group of people, and the difference between if you turn your chair so that your back is facing the table, if everybody turns their chair so that their backs are facing the table, what that experience is like versus everybody is facing the table and facing each other. And that's really the concept of these front porches. It takes a household and it orients it, to the table basically. And this makes a big difference to people getting to know each other and all feeling like their community.
Well, I think one of the things that I find kind of unique about it, there's 2 ponds. Have I said that before? There's 2 ponds, but there's also a creek that goes down through the end of it. And you can go right there today, it runs year round, and you can hear water running. Back in the day when they built monasteries and religious retreats, one of the #1 requirements, there had to be water, running water, because there's something soothing about running water. So I think that's going to be, and the walking trail goes right next to the creek. So you're going to have a creek running year round, and the trail's right there, birds, deer, coyote, and I think that's going to be really unique. It's like a little wildlife preserve, if you will, and we got 2 ponds.
Well, I don't need to tell you how many ponds we have out there, but I can tell you about the trails to the point of, Adobe Creek, year-round running water. We've built trails that really allow you to access this. So we've got 2.5 miles of trails throughout the community, and a big section of that is right along Adobe Creek. And when you're back there, it really does feel like you're on a section of the Riverfront Trail. Yep. Only it's private. It's just for the people who live there or the people in this area to use. So it's a really special feature that this site has that nothing we've done before has had.
We've never had an opportunity to make an amendment, an outdoor amendment like this before, because people, amenity, because outdoor space has become the new amenities. And a lot of places are building subdivisions. They don't have access to water, parks, greenery, orchard, deer, coyotes, and we have a pretty awesome opportunity for people to be able to tap into this new amenity. Our very first subdivision, we did a community garden, and we're like, are people really going to do this thing? And I'll say this is what I've not admitted this before, but sometimes on Sunday afternoon, during the summer, I'll drive through that subdivision just to see what's going on in that community garden. Crazy as it is, there's people there almost all the time. Some gardens are immaculate, some little attention, but this is the thing that catches my eye every time. There's people standing over there, leaning on their shovel, leaning on their hoe, chit-chatting, and there may be 4 or 5 people just having this little gathering in the community garden, and it did exactly. We nailed it. The other thing is, I drive through the other subdivision, I drive around there, look at the parks, and 9 times out of 10 during the summertime, you see young families interacting, and they're interacting because they have children the same age, and then you see an older person there comes up and starts trying to talk to the children, the little ones, and there's, you see kids playing with chalk art out there on the sidewalk. Yeah. I mean, it's just, the community has come around, and the people that bought homes there had this vision of community. They bought into our vision and they took it to another level. But I could share a lot of different stories,
and just driving through there on the evenings and the weekends.
Christmas time with all the Christmas lights and all the Christmas parties in there.
Yeah. And the places come alive. I mean, we kind of set the table, and then as these homeowners have bought homes and moved in, they've brought it to life. And just a couple stories is there's a few families in the in the community. And when they first moved in a few years ago, their young couples didn't have any kids, or maybe had one young child. And then over the years, we've seen they're adding to their numbers, and with each year or two, there's another child walking along with mom, and the moms have gotten together and they're going on walks together, and the kids are with them, and it's just been so fun to watch that. And then also, you really see people using the front porches. Yeah. Because in the beginning, of course, we had a vision that people would enjoy them. They'd put furniture up and they'd be out there and they'd be really, enjoying these front porches. But you never know until somebody moves in, and so we've been able to see a lot of people out there and just sitting on their front porch. And there's one story that is just really special to me.
Got to show that.
That there was a couple that moved here after retirement, and a really sweet couple, and they just loved being on their front porch, and they were always out there. We'd drive by going home from work there, always waving. And it's like as time went by, there would be more and more people at their front porch, and new faces, and it was really fun to see them build that little network in their front porch. And sadly, one of them passed away, and we read the obituary, and in the obituary, they noted that one of his joys in retirement was being able to hold court on his front porch with his new friends and neighbors. Yeah. And that just drove home to us as the developers, as the builders, like, this really is making a difference. This is something that people are enjoying. It's bringing some joy to their life, and we were able to build that front porch for him. Yeah. So that feels really good.
And one thing about the front porches, they're not high. They're like 24, 27 inches, and they're built. The top is a 2x8 board that goes around the top. They're built to be benches to be set on. They're not just there to keep people out. They're there so the neighbors can sit on them comfortably. And they are. It's exciting to see people sitting on that front porch all around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.